Stretched with a $1,200 per week mortgage. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian here and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your stein of coffee and I want to have a look at this post from Aussie Finance on Reddit about someone struggling or starting to feel stretched with a $1,200 per week mortgage per week. So what are we talking? What, $1,200? That's $4,800 a month. So nearly $5,000 a month on a mortgage. So it's adding up. So let's check this out. So we pay $1,200 a week for our mortgage. Between my wife and I, we work 5 jobs with 2 kids. 5 jobs. Damn. Well, I mean, you got to do what you have to do. 5 jobs, though. Her 3 days, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and she works half a day on the weekend. She is a maternal and child health nurse during the week, and an NICU, PICU, cardiac ventilator trained nurse on the weekends at various hospitals in Melbourne. I hope that's all under the same pay. You're getting taxed at the margin of the other one. This is the issue here. I work Monday to Friday as an apprentice carpenter, and when I get cash jobs, always with the cashies, I do them on the weekend as long as my wife isn't rostered. Along with this, I do hoarding work after my day of carpentry is done, so 7:30 to 3:30, and then drive to a destination to start work when the stores close until 12 to 1, sometimes 2 a.m. So he's doing the shop fitter stuff. My kids are 4 and 6, and I'd be lying if I said it hasn't already taken a toll on us mentally and physically. We never thought we'd get pushed to this extent, but sadly, it's the reality we live in right now. I mean, this is an extreme case of you could burn out doing this. This is the danger here. You could reach burnout. There's only so long you can do this. There's one thing about doing a couple of hours here and there on the weekend to bring in your mortgage, but $1,200 a week. Oh. Anyway, I just wanted to write this down as it's getting overwhelming. Just staying quiet about it. Okay, so we needed to vent. I mean, I can appreciate that. That's part of the reason why I started up my YouTube channel. So edit. We sold and bought this current house. After all was said and done, stamp duties, insurances, real estate payments, etc., we bought for 1.2 mil and brought across 450,000. Which, with our income at the time, we were able to set up a 13 to 15 year plan to pay off the entire thing. Now we don't look like we're paying it off in 30 years. Okay, so did they buy too much house? And edit. Wow, this took off faster than my interest rates did. At least he's got a sense of humor. I like it. I appreciate both sides of the discussion. Have I made a mistake? Most likely. One of the best ways to learn and not forget is by making mistakes. Yeah, he's right. I mean, not all of us, I'm sure some viewers of the channel are completely perfect and have never made a mistake, but I'd bet a carton that that's not most of us. Is the house of our dreams? It is. Ah, shit. See, you don't want a house of your dreams, guys. You forget about your dreams. Your dreams don't matter. You don't need your dreams. You just need, I guess I'm a bit older now. You just need to be present. You just need to be present. It is. I get an overwhelming sense of defeat when I think I'd have to sell because I ran out of puff, and I know my wife does too. We're working our asses off, or we worked our asses off for the past decade to get where we are now, and I know it's easy to say just sell it, but I can assure you it's not that easy. Thanks for the kind words also, and not so kind words, as we've clearly made it harder on ourselves than we need to. Yeah, I mean, oh, damn. Well, let's have a look. Before we go to the comments, what do you think, everyone? I mean, here's the thing. You build up to this, you get into it. I mean, the cash rate is what, 4.1%, the target. Now it may go up to 4.6. And even if rates go down, we're not going to see 0.1%. So if you're sitting there waiting, and I guarantee none of you are who are watching the channel are sitting there waiting for 0.1% to return again, it's not going to happen. We might head to 3.5. That might be the correction. So if you're struggling now, I guess 50 points lower could make a difference, but it's still going to be bloody tough. And this is where the quality of life of a lot of Australians is not going to be similar to previous generations. It already isn't, and this is just going to exacerbate it even worse. I don't think we'll see a flood of people selling. I think we're going to see a flood of people. This poor guy could burn out. You got to be careful with that. And I know when you're young, you just power on through, in your 20s and 30s. But when you get to your 40s, guys, you stop really giving a shit about doing stuff to impress people you don't care about. I don't know. Maybe that's just my tangent. I don't know. So let's have a look here. An experienced nurse working 3 days a week and an apprentice carpenter with 3 kids on a $62K a year mortgage payment. Did I miss something? How much buffer is left? Yeah. I'm lost. How much was borrowed? This sounds insane. I'd estimate 800 to 900,000 owing. Not a bad guess after that edit. Yes. If you aren't worried about how many people have been given irresponsible loans, you're in for a shock. This FOMO is reminiscent of the 2008 US minus the fraudulent investments. Yep. Okay, here's the thing. When everyone compares us to America, we don't have anyone with a pulse being handed out a mortgage here in Australia. Okay, we're not going to get the GFC type of thing happening over here in America. We're going to get people who are, well qualified, both of them are, who are just going to work themselves to death to keep their house. Well, I tried to refinance a loan for an investment, and most the bank would do is just over 200K with a salary at the time of 65K full time. I'm always shocked when I hear what was being offered. Okay, what else? Don't forget his undeclared cash jobs. It sounds sizable. I mean, that could make a difference for $1,200 a week. I mean, this is stress. This is stress. Here's one thing I don't understand. You go to get the dream home. You're never in the bloody dream home. You're always out working. So what? You can get home, and it's like, when you're a young kid and you're a computer gamer and you think, oh, when I'm old, I'll have all these games and all this time. And then when you're old, you've got a fantastic computer and you get games for free nowadays. And you sit there and you pass out and have a nap. When you get home from work, what are you going to do? Enjoy your house or pass out and sleep? So what else? He's including principal. Looks like 600K. Yeah, what else here? Anything interesting here? When they initially took the loan out, it was probably 35 to 40K. Which I still think was pushing it a little. But given the job situation, it's pretty close to irresponsible lending. Is it? Okay, so it's going both sides here. Yeah, moral of the story, don't borrow more than you can afford regardless of the interest rate staying the same. Live within your means rather than trying to keep up with the Joneses. A lot of the stories coming out about sheer stupidity. We earn twice as much as these guys and have borrowed half of what they have, and honestly, we're fine, loving life. Yeah, this is the reality of the situation. I mean, what's more important? What's more important? Having the pretty, fantastic dream house or going to your beta house and not having any stress? What's more important? I think it's not having the stress, having flexibility, being able to spend time with your kids. We've noticed how fast our children have grown up. Our eldest is now 10. It happened like that. It happened like nothing. Someone asked a video about homeschooling, and we did a Q&A. Yeah, we just did one recently. That was years ago now. I have to update it. It just goes so fast. So you've got to weigh that up. What memories are you sacrificing to keep in a house? But I mean, they're in there now. They don't want to lose it. They've got to find a way to make more money. Honestly, they need to find a way to make more money. What else? An apprentice has bought a $1.2 million property. That's probably insane. And sold an old property to do so. Should have stayed, yeah. I feel a bit catty reading my original comment, but seriously, I'm starting to think and act more and more like a bloody boomer at 30 years old. Well, that's what happens, isn't it? No concept of delayed gratification at all. No common sense. No understanding of the financial system. OP saying they were told rates... there would be no rises until 2024. How exceptionally stupid. Shit. So they were... This is an example of people not expecting rates to go up. Unless you fixed your rate, that's all just whipped cream. Hopefully at least one person reads this story and is smart enough to use it as a cautionary tale. Edit. A fixed rate, when you are massively over-leveraged, is still living outside your means. This is clearly a result of irresponsible lending, fudged documents, and the buyers or both. Maybe they were earning enough money to afford it. They came in with a huge deposit, 450 grand, both of them working as a tradie and a nurse. I mean, what's the risk there? It just means they're going to have a shit life. He's burning himself out. Hopefully he's young enough to handle it. Unfortunately, too many folks trust in financial advice from institutions who have no interest in other than financial stability. My 2 cents. Get your head around your finances in meticulous detail and work out how long you'll be able to keep up the grind for. Others here are saying keep your chin up and other BS-type platitudes. It means nothing if you fall in a heap fighting a battle you can't be won. Yeah, this is the thing. You don't want to lose everything and burn out. Okay? You know, there's so long you can do the grind, but you can't do it forever. So plan until you are more or less certain you know where you'll be in a year's time and beyond. First rule of project management, don't throw good money at a bad project. To be fair, this is almost the same as the first point, except it's about having the courage to walk away from a bad deal and accept you've learned a lesson. To be clear, I don't know if you have a bad deal other than what you've described, but I've lost a significant amount making financial mistakes and have learned not to play a blame game, but to walk away a bit wiser than before. This is not some kind of weird flex, just my experience that you can take or leave as advice. Everyone else seems to be throwing in "it'll be right" sentiments, so I'll finish with hope is not a strategy. Be strong and, more importantly, plan for the worst, and often it'll turn around better than you ever expected. Yeah, that's some really good advice there, to be honest. Well, there we go, guys. Let's have a bit of a chat about this one again. So what would you suggest? What would you suggest? I think this guy's, the last comment was the best one. Plan and don't just hope. But $1,200 a week for an apprentice and a nurse. They should have stayed in the cheaper house, not bought the dream house. Maybe kept it, waited a few years, wait another 5 years. I don't know. You could always, maybe. There you go. What would you have done, guys? What did you do? As always, thanks for watching. Check out HeiseBim or HeiseDoes if you want to see other content. And if you're a fan of the channel, you can support us on YouTube or Patreon. Use our referral links via Pocket Squares or call me if you need an architect. Have a great day. I'll see you all next time. Bye for now.